Hey everyone, John Comp, Northwoods Whitetails Food Plot Seed, coming to you from the hardwoods of Upper Michigan. We are back in hundreds of acres of hardwoods where we carved out about a 2-acre food plot. It's a little bit of a sand knob here, and then it drops down into some swampy ground. But we carved this out last September. We had loggers in here a year and a half ago, and then they carved this food plot out, and then in September we had a company come in and take the stumps and shove them off to the sides. Planted winter rye, and it did okay. I mean, we're, like I said, this is a real sand knob here, not the best soil, and it drops down in a kind of a swampy ground, so it was a little bit wet last fall, but the rye did okay, and you can see it's coming back now. But we had a lot of deer in here eating it, knocking it back. So 2 weeks ago we decided to come in here and put our soil builder mix in. We ran it on a grain drill, 7.5-inch centers, and on the front little box we put Persimmon Crimson Clover, and you can see the little clovers are coming really well. There's clover everywhere. You can see the buckwheats coming. I can see brand new oats and rye. I can see soybeans. I can see peas. We grabbed some organic soybeans and put inoculant on them and got those coming. We wanted a little bit more nitrogen producing plants other than just the peas and the clover. We wanted to bring that carbon to nitrogen ratio more in line. The soil building mix is a high carbon mix, a high biomass mix, and we wanted to just try a few more things, so we added the clover and we added the soybeans to it. So I'm not necessarily concerned about feeding the deer back here. I'm just trying to build some soil, put some nitrogen in the ground for our fall plots. But I'm just walking through here. I was really nervous about doing this because I don't know how it was going to take. We didn't want to till the ground, so we just hooked a cultipacker up right behind the grain drill, and it did great. I mean, there's clover. You can see clover coming here. The rye might outgrow it and keep it from doing as well as it should, but by and large I'm really happy with the results. You can see here is a real sandy area. And this is why we didn't want to do any kind of tilling. I wanted as much biomass on top of the ground as possible. And there's some spots here. This is a real sandy spot where it's going to struggle, and it's going to take some time. We're just trying to build the soil up, build the biology up in the soil. And what we're going to probably do, obviously this rye is going to seed out, I'm thinking by the end of June, maybe early July, because it's so far behind here. We had so many deer back here eating. The rye is really set back. But you can see the strips here again. And most of this stuff, all we're doing is we're creating biomass, and we're just trying to feed the soil, build the soil up for our fall planting of, more than likely it's going to be oats and rye and some peas, beans, stuff like that. We'll probably come in mid-August and do that. And again, we don't want to disturb the soil because it's just a fragile environment for this stuff to grow. Just being this sandy, we've got some shade issues in here, but the soil is really acidic. But this is so far, this work in progress back here is pretty good. I mean, I really love winter rye. Oats too is a really good fall planting, and then that rye comes back. The one thing I wish I did put in here was some red clover, and had some red clover in here. But for the first year plot back here, with what we started with the first year, I'd have to say it's a pretty good success. So just checking in, showing you what we're working on when we were in some really rough conditions up here. So far so good. We'll keep an eye on this plot all year and keep posting videos and stuff about it. But this is one of those spots that I think 2, 3, 4 years from now, when we get the soil built up where we want it to, and we get the access, is really nice. This could be one of those, because the plot is not so wide, it's nice and long. There are only 3 steps from, or 3 bounds from cover. This could be one of those spots that those mature bucks are definitely going to hang around. So anxious to see how this place turns out.